Hello, my name is Nikki and welcome to another Let's Draw. Today we're doing a piece from imagination. And as you can tell from this really boppin' music, it is a little farm girl. I actually thought of the idea to draw this picture from hearing this music. Immediately upon hearing this music, I was like, I want to draw this. I want to draw this. So I came up with this concept almost immediately. The pose and everything I worked out on stream, and I got this pose and I really liked it. I thought it was so cute. I wanted to give her little buck teeth or like teeth really spaced out or something. I decided to go with the buck teeth, and I thought it made her look so cute. I had to mess around with it when I was painting it for it to look proper, but I did like it in the end. And then I gave her little braids that are flying in the wind to the sides of her head, and this cute little hat. I just thought she was just such a cute character. I was very excited to paint her. I had this idea to give her fingers this really worn, stubby fingernails kind of look, but they ended up being covered by the grass in the end. So the way I drew her fingers didn't really matter. And I was like trying to figure out her outfit. I knew I wanted her to have overalls, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to put her in shoes or in boots or something. I was kind of back and forth between barefoot and boots, and I decided to go barefoot. So as I've said before, whenever I'm doing pieces from imagination, I like to do a messy color first to decide the colors, messily put down colors, and then decide if I like it, and then I go in and carefully color all the different parts like I'm doing now. So I decided the colors on this really fast because I already had a picture in my head basically of what I wanted. So it was really easy to figure out the colors. I kind of struggled with conceptualizing the little piece off the shoulder of the overall because I was like, how would it hang? How would it look? I was trying to figure it out in my head. And I ended up with this, and I don't know if it worked perfectly, but in the end it looked alright. So yeah, now I'm doing the background in Photoshop. I had a lot of fun doing this background. It was like, it made me feel like I was playing with dolly houses, because the houses were these teeny tiny roofs and these teeny tiny red barns with the little teeny tiny bushes in the back. It was so much fun. I had a lot of fun doing this background, which is unusual because I'm not a fan of backgrounds. But I had fun doing this one. I blurred it out a little bit because the edges were really sharp and it was kind of like stealing attention from the focus, which is the girl. So I blurred it out a little bit, and then I used some texture brushes to kind of do the grass really quickly. I was basing this largely off a reference that I saw with this barns. I just looked up a farm background, and this was one of the options that came up, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love this. This is perfect. There's enough space in the foreground for me to put her. I thought it was perfect for her. I mean, I wasn't imagining her in a background in the beginning because I just came up with the concept of her, and it was just going to be a portrait of her. But then I was like, she's just too cute. She has to be on a farm. I have to put her in a background, in a setting, I mean. So I decided to look up a cute farm background, and this one was perfect for it. Okay, so now we're doing the rendering, which is the fun part. This one was actually pretty enjoyable. I didn't struggle too much except when I got to the hair. I did start over the braids a couple times, which you'll see when I get to. But painting her was actually pretty good. It was pretty therapeutic, everything was working. I think the colors were nice. I did have a little trouble with the teeth. Like, I think because I tapered them off a little bit too quickly at the size, they should have come out more, I think. I think that was accentuated because I gave her buck teeth, so it made it look like it was foreshortening going on, and that wasn't my intention. But I liked it overall. It looked cute. I did make a mistake with the blush. I put the blush down at this point. You can see you've got the blush looks pretty okay at this point. But then I darkened the shadow on the left side of her face, and I brought it in more towards the blush like I just did there. And then the blush seemed to stand out way too much at the edge of the shadow there, and it looked weird in the end. Like, I'm looking at the final product, I'm like, I wish I could have fixed that. To just like darken the blush a little bit or fade it out a little bit more on that side of the face. Other than that, I was pretty happy with how the face came out. The eyes were super cute. I spent so long on the skin. Like, I just had the face, neck, arms and legs, and it just took so long. I don't know why. I took a long time doing them. I don't know which one I took longer on, the skin or the hair, because I took long on the hair too, because I redid the braids after going I don't remember how far I went with the braids before. I was like, nope. And I just redid it. Oh, I loved how the grass around her, the edges of her came out. It looks so good. It really blended into the background I had there previously really well, and it looked like she was sitting in grass. I loved how it looked. I was very happy with it. I had to hide the grass to paint the fingers, but I was like, okay, I'm not gonna detail them too much since they're hidden. So I did very basic shading of the fingers, gave some fingernails because they were gonna peek through a little bit. I tried to do knuckles on her hands, and I didn't like it, so I took it off. And now we're on to doing the hair. I was trying to figure out how to make the hair look like it was shadowed by the hat. I didn't quite figure it out. It looked too stark. I think when I added the shadow to the hat is what helped in the end. But here's my first pass at the braids, which it doesn't look too bad. Looking back at it, I don't hate it. But this is where me starting over, I redrew it from the sketch phase to figure out what I wanted to do. I looked up another reference too. The first set of braids I did based on a picture I've done before years ago, and that one was exactly the same as what I did, where it wasn't really braids. It was just kind of, I don't know how to explain it. Like, they just looped together weirdly in a way that wouldn't happen in real life. But I was like, let me look up how real braids work, and I took my time and tried to figure it out, and it looks so much better. I loved it so much more. But yeah, it took some time. I think I did a couple streams of working on the braids. I think I should have added some shadows at various places along the braid to kind of give it more dimension, because it's kind of flat the way that I did it. It doesn't look like it's like moving in the depth of the scene. So if I would change anything, I would change that. I mean, I did like play around with overlay layers on the braid. I don't know if you can tell on that. The one on, it's on the right, it's gone now, but the other one had this like glow to it on the highlight side and even the shadow side. That was, I liked at first when I first did it. It was on a different streams. Like, I finished one braid on one stream, and then the next stream I did the other braid. So that next stream, after I finished the second braid, I was able to look back and see, I didn't really like it, and I ended up taking it off. Thankfully, I didn't merge the layers together. I was going to, and I was like, no, I won't merge it. I'll leave it separate and look at it again next stream. Thank God. It was a good thing, because I didn't like it after all. And now I'm adding like the little extra strands to make it look a little looser, not too tight, and perfect. And that really looked really good at the end. I liked that effect. And now we're moving on to the close, which means we're getting close to the end, because the close went really fast. I don't know, I struggle with close sometimes. I did my best. I liked some aspect of it, like the pocket. I really liked how the pocket looked. The shading on the pocket was good. That the buttons weren't bad either. I think the perspective on them is kind of off. I think I didn't do that quite right. I think the right button should have been up more or something. But the little buckles at the top I added last minute because I saw it in a reference picture. I wanted to have stitching, but I didn't. I just did it on the pocket alone. But I had the seam coming down on one side, but I did forget it on the other side, unfortunately. I'm noticing now I forgot to put it on the other side. Oops. But yeah, this is pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this painting process. I really love this painting. I'm very happy I got to do it and play this music along with it. I think it goes so well together. It's so cute. Anyways, if you're interested in catching me painting, don't forget to check me out on Twitch. I look forward to seeing your comments below, and I will catch you next time. Bye!